Buenas noches, Ganar. ¿Quién ganó? Pregunta Eric Omar. Ganó Oscar Valdez, sorprendió, noqueó brutalmente a Miguel Berchelt. Estamos esperando para que llegue la señal de Top Rank y ESPN que nos va a mandar. Va a reaccionar las primeras palabras oficialmente de Oscar Valdez, que se convierte en campeón del CMB de las 130 libras, super featherweight, 130 libras. Era su sueño ganarse ese título del CMB. Entonces, dio la sorpresa más que nada. Entonces, quien está aquí, la afición, repórtese de la apostaron, cómo vieron la pelea. Dice Horacio Romero, no saquen el efecto del COVID, que no haya excusas. Edgar Arkansas, saludos from Dallas, Texas. Will be there next month. Para la de Chocolatito. Gallo Estrada. Y también para el Virgil Ortiz contra Maurice Hooker. Dice Broly Chama, desde el cuarto round ya estaba tocado el alacrán. Sí, no, la verdad, por muy poco casi no sale de ese asalto, pero tuvo más que nada, pudo continuar y se pudo dar la pelea un mejor show más que nada. Sí, no, la verdad sí, el scary, como dice Giovanni, fue un knockout que asustó más que nada, me imagino, no solamente al equipo de Miguel Berchelt, sino también a Oscar Valdez por la forma de cómo cayó y cómo reaccionó el alacrán Berchelt. B. Jordan asking where's Adriana's at. Well, she's working at Fox. So she's actually on the way home. So she'll be going live at some point later on tonight. But yeah. And then we do have to get going to Miami tomorrow for the Canelo happening Yildrim. So we got to take off tomorrow. Dice gané $50 el jefe. Qué bueno. Nos cayó la boca a muchos, dice Jesús Martín. Sí, la verdad, el favorito era Miguel Berchelt. Valdez took him to the shadow realm. Exactly. Let's see, AB is back, people. Yeah, there's definitely AB. It's fighting against Giovanni Santiago, a Puerto Rican. I'll show them right now. So if you guys, after this, go ahead and check him out. Contra todos los pronósticos. Sí, la verdad sí, Julio, la verdad sí dio la sorpresa. Mucha gente no esperaba ese resultado. El favorito más que nada en las apuestas y como lo miraba la afición era la gran Berchelt. Pero Oscar Valdez enseñó que por qué es un 2 veces olímpico mexicano y por qué fue campeón en las 126 libras. Why weren't people giving Valdez a chance? Well, obviously, when you look at the power that Berchelt has on both hands and the way he's just, he's been unbeatable the last few years. So since he captured that WC belt against Vargas. For sure, B. Jordan. Siempre estuve fea a Oscar Valdez, dice. Super made $60 on the fight. I mean, obviously, if he was down on the betting, so if you bet it, especially on Oscar, you obviously came out a winner. NYC will be there in June. Top Rank for B. Jordan. Top Rank will be having a car there for Puerto Rican parade, so we'll be there for that. It's going to be, I believe, Edgar Berlanga, Sander Sayas, and I don't know who else. So right now, como pueden ver, estamos esperando solamente de que ya lleguen las cámaras Oscar Valdez, que enfrente a la prensa y diga más o menos qué fue su reacción inmediata de convertirse en campeón del CMB en las 130 libras. B. Jordan, you could just send us a DM at Fino Boxing and we'll get back to you. You could do that on Instagram. Pero son los efectos de haber tenido COVID. No, pues sí, la verdad COVID es nuevo todavía, entonces, pero mucha gente quizás lo va a usar como excusas, pero la verdad sí se miró mal de real shit, pero hay que darle todo el crédito a Oscar Valdez que vino y pudo hacer la pelea y la verdad se aventó una pelea sensacional. Dice Julio César, va a haber revancha, ¿no? No sé si era parte del contrato Pero después de esta paliza que le dio Oscar Valdez, la verdad, le recomiendo a Miguel Berchelt y a su equipo de que lo piensen un poquito más que... Me imagino que se va a ver revancha en un futuro, pero no me imagino que sea una pelea de revancha inmediatamente. Berchelt needs to move up. I mean, obviously he has been struggling to make the 130. Even though he is a big guy for 130, but he might be a small guy for 135. I mean, he's not too tall. He's about 5'8". But I mean, that's obviously an option to move up to 135. Isaac Cruz. Well, Isaac Cruz, actually, he's a small guy, but he's a 135. He's number 2 by the IBF. He might get a crack eventually at the winner between Teofimo Lopez and George Kambosos. Un saludo de Guadalajara, Jalisco. Rigo, salúdanos. Saludos para mí, ídolo Teofimo López. Claro que sí, un saludo. La pelea no da para la revancha. No, sí, la verdad sí es que dominó totalmente a Oscar Valdez. Dice Manuel Sosa, desde el cuarto salto se me veía muy mal. Sí, por milagros pudo salir de ese cuarto salto y claro, pues tuvo unos momentos de que también sí lastimó a Oscar Valdez, pero sí no se pudo recuperar ese momento, perdió las piernas y cada en las esquinas se miraba muy mal Miguel Berchelt y le entraban golpes más que nada cuando Oscar Valdez tiraba, ya sea digamos el contragolpear el gancho y claro, pues también el uppercut de la mano derecha. Pelea perfecta para Valdez. Ahorita sí, fue perfecta, pero la verdad, hay que ser honestos. Yo también, Rigo de Fino Boxing, yo no tenía, te voy a ser honesto, no miraba cómo podía haber ganado Oscar Valdez. Adriana dijo, ¿sabes qué? Es unos 50-50. Dijo, puede ganar cualquiera de los dos. No por nada fue olímpico Oscar Valdez y ha estado invicto, ha sabido cómo mantenerse campeón. Entonces, sí, más que nada fue sorpresa, pero no, porque pues por algo es 2 veces olímpico. Ese es Horacio Romero, Leo Santa Cruz versus Miguel Berchelt. No sería mala, porque ahorita los dos vienen de pelear, de perder, y sería una pelea excelente. Ahorita Miguel Berchelt no tiene contrato, él es parte de Sanford. Pero con Top Rank era pelea, entonces se puede dar ya sea uno de PVC. Alright, so right now we're just waiting, obviously, for Oscar Valdez to show up and meet with the press. We're here. We're going to be getting the footage from soon. Dice Boxing Business, que es el que le diga a los de Top Rank que se apuren. Ahí, si no se han suscrito a mi amigo de Boxing Business, es una chulada ese canal, se lo recomiendo. Larry Kingston says, "Who are you, fool? I'm the co-founder of Fino Boxing. That's who I am." Says Adriana, she's actually just getting off of work now, so she'll be here. But yeah, she had to work at Fox today. Okay, aquí viene. Let's see if we can flip this around. Sorry, guys. Dice Fernando, fue criminal que dejó pelear a un boxeador con COVID. No es criminal, es la nueva normalidad. Así es. Alright, so right now we're just waiting for the champion Oscar Valdez to address the media. Dice Juan Rodríguez, Valdez el mejor en las 130 libras. Felicidades. Pues ahí vienen peleas importantes para Oscar Valdez. Imagino que va a tener 1 o 2 peleas pues voluntarias antes de enfrentarse a un Shakur Stevenson o al ganador de Miguel de Jamal Herring contra Carl Frampton, que se acaba de mover para marzo, pero tiene que ganar esas peleas para enseñar que es el mejor de las 130 libras. Aquí we have a troll, most awarded boxer of all time, Demetrius Andre. I mean, you know, if I would give anybody $100 if they could tell me who are the last 5 opponents of Demetrius Andre. He's a talented guy, 2 Division 1 champion, but man, who is he facing? Dice Canelo fighting plans at September. Well, we got to see. He has to get through Evan Yildirim and also Billy Joe Saunders on May. Walter Villalobos, Valdez demostró que tiene pegada en las 130 libras. Boxeo ya sabíamos que lo tenía. Sí, la verdad, no era una cuestión de esto. También había muchas preguntas por colar. Más que nada por cómo venía Oscar Valdez. No se había lucido en las 130 libras, pero hoy demostró que viene para ser campeón y quizás sí puede estar ahí por una larga, digamos, ya sean 2-3 años. Dice Big Drama Hanles ganó 1,800 varos de bolón a prestar, ya que no va a llegar quizás el Bella de Joe Biden, que se monche por lo menos un super chat. Eric Reynoso transformó de eso en un super boxeador. No, la verdad hay que darle más que nada, pues fue parte del trabajo de Eric Reynoso. Entonces se lució sensacional. Hay que darle un aplauso porque se lo ganó. Dice Oro, Shakur subió a las 130 libras. Sí, ya tiene 2 peleas en las 130. Ahorita es el mandatorio de Jamal Herring contra Carl Frampton. Pero estuvo ahí presente, dijo que no va a esperar al ganador de esos dos, que quiere pelear con el ganador, y fue Oscar Valdez. Entonces depende de qué es lo que diga Top Rank. Valdez sí vio mal con el golpe de conejo. ¿Estás preguntando, Levi, el que él pegó o el que le pegaron? Dice que Berchelt estuvo muy raro, no era lo que había demostrado antes. Sí, pero también hay que ver contra quién se había enfrentado. Estás hablando de Oscar Valdez, un olímpico de 2 veces, el único boxeador mexicano que ha estado en las Olimpiadas, campeón de las 126 libras, invicto, 28 victorias, 22 knockouts, llegando a esta batalla. Entonces también no era, digamos, un cualquiera, por no ofender a nadie. Aquí, gracias a todos los que están atentos. We'll be listening to Oscar Valdez in a minute now. So let's see if you guys have any comments or questions. Dice que rezar por la salud de Berchelt. Sí, esperemos que cayó muy feo y la verdad todo el mundo que estaba ahí se asustó, todo el mundo que estaba viendo en la televisión por ESPN. Me recordó más que nada como había caído Manny Pacquiao cuando lo mandó a dormir Juan Márquez hace como 8 o 10 años. Entonces se pudo levantar, estuvo bien, pero me imagino que sí lo van a mandar al hospital, más que nada para precaución. La esquina de Berchelt debió tener la pelea antes. Es que es fácil decirlo, pero ya estando ahí, sabiendo la pegada que tiene Miguel Berchelt, entonces más que nada le quieres dar esa oportunidad, pero así como la pelea acabó, sí se puede cuestionar, pero es difícil estando en la esquina. All right, guys, so we're just waiting for no, this is not ESPN Plus. This is only with the media, so you can't really watch it anywhere else. This is not an ESPN. Yeah, it's Giovanni. This is not ESPN Plus. This is directly we're getting basically the signal from Top Rank. Oscar Valdez is gonna take the podium now. My prediction was Miguel Berchelt was gonna win by knockout. Adriana's prediction was 50-50. And now I see why. Obviously, she broke it down. 2-time Olympian, unbeaten, champion at 126. Valdez, tremenda pelea para Sonora, claro que sí. No, pues también, ahorita mismo Miguel Berchelt vive en Sonora, entonces los dos son de Hermosillo. Boo Andrew, Canelo already dug 160 undisputed and dug millions. How's he ducking millions? He's the highest paid boxing athlete right now. Come on, Top Rank, let's get this going. El referee lo llamó la atención. Valdez, ¿no lo viste? Valdez fights Shakur. I don't know. That's a tough fight. That's a tough matchup for anybody. Shakur Stevenson. I mean, it's a guy who could be a top 5 pound for pound within 2 years. In my opinion, Valdez will be ideal for him to just get a couple voluntary defenses and then eventually unify it with Shakur Stevenson. Have him wait. Have him get the winner between Jamal Herring and Carl Frampton, in my opinion. Dice, los golpes que dio Valdez atrás de la cabeza también influyeron su parecer. Says Lomachenko didn't want no smoke. Well, Berchelt wanted to get Lomachenko, but obviously that didn't happen. We'll see what happens now. Lo dije tal, así pasó, clase de predicciones las mías. No, la mayoría de personas me imagino que se equivocó en esta predicción. With Valdez and Reynoso, I think he could achieve all that. Obviously, you got to give him credit. Eddie Reynoso, he's shown that he's one of the best trainers in the world, not just in Mexico. Nobody gave him a lot of opportunity, and obviously he proved a lot of doubters wrong, including me. Shakur, yeah, Shakur was the silver medalist at the 2016 Rio Olympics. And Valdez, he didn't medal, but he did went to two Olympics. It would be a great fight, Mexico against the U.S. I think eventually it will get done. But there's no rush, make that a unification fight. De antes de las peleas, déjenme preguntarles, esperaba ya que todo el mundo estaba diciendo que iba a ser una trilogía. Por la forma de que contundente que ganó Oscar Valdez, me sorprendía que hasta hubiera revancha. Valdez contra Gervonta Davis. Será buena, ¿no? Pero pues siendo PBC con ESPN usualmente es un poco difícil hacer ese tipo de peleas. Sí se hizo pues cuando fue Tyson Fury contra Deontay Wilder, pero no es peleas que no se dan todos los días. GG's ducking Andre. The Charlos are ducking and want that smoke. Alright, let's put this one time out. Fucking spamming. Dejen comentarios pues de que para poder platicar. Ahorita ya lo ponemos en un timeout a ese vato de Demetrius Andre. Para que aprenda, dijo la chingada. Oscar Valdez fue demasiado inteligente y tiene que ver mucho la mano de Reynoso. Claro que sí. Oscar Valdez contra Canelo, dice Jesús Cruz, pues solamente en sparring. El equipo de Tan lo tiene muy protegido. Sí, la verdad que sí. I think Berchelt was drained. It took a lot of him to make 130. I mean, he's a small guy for 130. Man, when you look at him in person, he doesn't look like a 135er. He doesn't look like a lightweight, but I mean, I know he didn't do a long camp, so we'll see. Horacio Romero says AB just won. Obviously, I'm not watching it, but how did he win if you don't mind me telling me? I mean, I wanted to see AB come back and knock him out, and obviously make a case for being a contender at 140 pounds, but he wasn't able to even make that weight. So we'll see what the future holds for him. I wish they show more of the corner. Sí, no es lo malo a veces con los comerciales when they don't show the corner. You definitely want to see what the corners are telling the fighters. That's actually a good thing to do, but on all three cars, Broner won. Oh, so it was by decision. Broner won by robbery. I gotta watch it. Honestly, that was one. I mean, I was watching this one live, and I was gonna, I recorded that one, so we'll see. But AB had, the fact that it went the distance against Giovanni Santiago, a guy who was undefeated, but obviously not a world-class fighter. He should have just gotten him out of there, but we'll see. Adrian the Joe Broner says Misael Castillo, Rashidi the Speedy Ellis is the best. Robbery. Man, that sounds like Demetrius Andre that has the same username. Valdez tiene pegada técnica, el más importante tiene quijada, ya con eso compite con cualquiera en las 130 y 135 libras en mi opinión. Con un peleador más que nada, sí puede en un futuro subir a las 135, claro que sí. Pero ahorita sí no hay razón por qué subirse. Me imagino que se mantendrán a 130 libras por el momento. It says Oscar should be shortly. He is finishing with something. So he'll be back in a few minutes. Solo haces clases a comentarios que hablan es que son muchos, pero déjame cualquiera. Yo aquí estamos buenos o malos, todos se responde. Dice Eddie Valdez to a new level. Hell of a trainer. Sí, se merece un aplauso. Gotta give him credit. Valdez land hand working football was really good tonight. It definitely was, that counter. Berchelt needs to get rid of his corner. I mean, Jose Alfredo Caballeros is your trainer, but maybe he had a off night. Dice arriba de Valdez. La procura Ariana, no sé quién es Ariana, pero Ariana sí. It says I bet a 10K for Oscar. Damn, that's crazy. De muchos, por lo menos hay un super chat de 5 baros, a ver si es cierto. Saludos, Epicura. Valdez le tapó la... No, sí, no, pues claro, le tapó la boca no solamente a Julio César Chávez, la leyenda mexicana, pero a mucha gente que no veía con la forma de cómo podía ganar Oscar Valdez. They didn't protect this fighter. En la transmisión solo pasaron cuando lo conectaba. Gracias a Valdez ganó 200 varos. José Ramos, ¿y qué pretendes? Dice Adriana, saludos. Valdez was a smarter fighter. His footwork and jab were too much. His left jab was incredible. Not the fight I expected. Valdez always going under, make him should look for him. And Picura, I think Canelo top of the food chain. I mean, obviously they have a stacked gym. We'll see what Andy Reese does moving forward. And Frank Sanchez. Valdez, Shakur, Stevenson, ¿quién gana? Para mí, gana Shakur Stevenson, pero la verdad, como se vio hoy, Oscar Valdez se vio sensacional. Algo que hay que pensarlo más que nada 2 veces. Pero para mí, sí, el favorito es Shakur Stevenson, más que nada por la técnica, ¿cómo se llama? Technical fighter, lo que es, más que nada. Pero sí, no, hay forma de cómo puede ganar Oscar Valdez también. La esquina debió proteger a Berchelt, dice Walter Villalobos. Valdez knockout Shakur.
Oh, yeah.
It could happen. Obviously, Shakur is not a big puncher. Oscar Valdez obviously will have the edge at that, in that aspect. Amado Arcos dice que Valdez. Berchelt no traía nada. El Morro. Oscar is on my pound for pound list now. Okay, he can make a case, definitely. 2 Division 1 champion, undefeated, 29-0, 23 KOs. Dice, wow, que Julio César de favorito de Berchelt es malo y malinchista. No, pues es que no se adivino. A veces esperaba lo que todo el mundo esperaba que ganara Berchelt. La mayoría, pues. Valdez is 135 pounds. It could definitely happen in a few years, but obviously he is, he has to make not only a voluntary defense, but I'm sure he has a couple mandatories he has to get through that before he even thinks about going up to 135. This was only his 3rd fight at super featherweight, so I don't see a rush of him moving up.
Yes.
Yo no he mirado mucho a Shakur Stevenson, parece que tiene mejor resume. No, su resume no es mejor, pues fue olímpico, ganó la medalla de plata en Río, pero el muchacho tiene más que nada mucho talento. Muy veloz, rápido, inteligente. Ya ha hecho, cuando ha peleado, digamos, con un Joe González, que es un boxeador top 10, lo hizo ver como cualquiera, entonces hay que darle lo que se merece. Will Oscar go to Los Pinos? Well, you know what? Probably not, because I saw a video that the Mexican president was FaceTiming Miguel Berchelt, and I didn't see one for Oscar Valdez, so I'm thinking the president of Mexico had his favorite, and it was not Oscar. Okay, so aquí esperando que llegue Oscar Valdez. Say he's going to the president's house. We'll see. It would be nice. It would be nice. I mean, I don't know if he spoke with him FaceTime, but I know today during the I don't know if it was from the locker room, he FaceTimed Miguel Berchelt. La pelea debió pararse en los primeros rounds. En los primeros 3 no, bueno, lo lastimó en el cuarto y pudo sobrevivir. All right, come on, Top Rank, let's get this going. ¿Crees que si Berchelt cambiara de estrategia hubiera sido todo el resultado? ¿Sería lo mismo? Es que no tiene muchos estilos diferentes Miguel Berchelt, más que nada. Fortino Ramírez es el mejor programa. No sé de cuál, pero sí, aquí estamos pendientes. Alright, so we're just waiting for Oscar Valdez to take the podium. Estamos esperando que salga el campeón del CMB, Oscar Valdez, a comunicarse con los medios de la prensa. Aquí los que están presentes, denle like. Oscar's able to show eating. Haha, they forgot to tell him. Nah, I think he was getting what you call it, the medicals to get clear, and then. But I mean, shit. This wouldn't be the first time that a fighter goes straight to the locker room. I mean, from the locker room straight to the hotel room. Saludos, Latin for Life. Gracias, aquí estamos. Thank you. Appreciate the comment. Puro Canelo Team le dije, raza, Oscar le iba a dar una clase de boxeo. No solo una clase de boxeo, pero la verdad fue una paliza. Ya tenemos 120 likes. Hay que llegarle a 200. Por favor, denle el thumb para arriba. Si no fue por mí, por lo menos por la pelea que estuvo chinguísima. Si hubiera cortado al mejor el ring y evitado las salidas con golpes al cuerpo, se hubiera tenido que fajarse. Claro que sí. What do you think about Colin Frampton against Jamal Herring? Frampton looks too small for 130. Yeah, he's definitely a small man. He's the guy who won a title at 122, 126. But I mean, he wants to be the first Irish to be a 3-division world champion, and obviously go down as perhaps the best Irish fighter of all time. So you gotta give him credit that he wants to, make that historic achievement. It's boxing time, puro Canelo team, dice. Saludos, tocayo, saludos a mi tocayo. Amigo, el cuarto round se ve porque el juez se intervino, se dio cuenta. No, sí lo estaba protegiendo más que nada, pero es que no, es una pelea de título mundial que siempre lo ves así. El Oscar trae buena técnica. No, los comments keep disappearing. No, I see. Where's Adriana? She's actually working at Fox, so she's just got off. So that's why. But we'll be doing a live and creating some content later on tonight. So I'm just here waiting for Oscar Valdez to take the podium. This is the post-fight press conference from the new WBC champion. Vegas wanted Valdez to win. Fight was ripped off because people were going for Berchelt. La escuela de Reynoso la mejor, dice. It's boxing time. Valdez Barbershop en Guadalajara, my primo. Dope. Roberto Hernández. Rigo, ¿tú crees que Valdez corre peligro con Santa Cruz o Frampton? Eso al lado de Valdez no pega ni estampillas. ¿Sabes qué? Será una buena pelea. Me gustaría verlo con Leo Santa Cruz, pero ahorita por esta cuestión de promotores y la política en el boxeo no creo que se dé. Pero también Leo Santa Cruz, un gran campeón de 4 divisiones. Pero no, si pelea contra Leo Santa Cruz o Carl Frampton, para mí favorito Oscar Valdez. Uno de los puntos claves para ganar la pelea Valdez fue el jab, dice del Fino. GE says, how much of a KO like this take away from Berchelt going forward? Obviously we've seen from the history, what happens when a fighter, actually gets knocked out like that. I don't even expect Berchelt to come back and fight again for the rest of the year. It's obviously how much it takes away from him. Only time will tell how much, but it definitely takes away something from a fighter. Está a punto de llegar Oscar Valdez, nos mandó un mensaje la gente de Top Rank, entonces aquí estamos pendientes para el post-fight de Oscar Valdez. Sus primeras palabras, imagino en español, en convertirse el campeón de las 130 libras del CMB. Brian Quiroga, I would like to see another Superfly. Well, if you want to see another Superfly, you don't have to wait too long. March 13, Chocolatito Valle Estrada. Dice, fue vergonzoso como Space relataba la pelea. No me digas. Yo aquí lo estuve viendo pues por ESPN. Aquí estamos en Estados Unidos, aquí no tenemos canal Space. Pero sí que sé que en México y parte de Latinoamérica estuvo un canal Space. Qué malo es, si es verdad. A que sea neutral. Woken says it's going to be hard for him to come back at all. Yeah, I don't expect him to come back. Okay, let's see. We got a message from Top Rank. Says Oscar is still at medicals. So it might be a few more minutes. La afectó el COVID al alacrán, dice Felipe Magaña. Sí, tuvo COVID y Oscar estuvo, sabes que estaba enojado porque miró que Miguel Berchelt andaba por todos lados, nos andaba cuidando, entonces era pelea que se iba a dar en noviembre del año pasado y porque le dio el COVID se tuvo que retrasar. Pero pues solo él sabe pues qué tanto le afectó tener el COVID-19. Dice Dan the Man de Valdez. La verdad, Valdez solucionó los primeros 5 rounds de la pelea. La defensa que demostró fue increíble, dice Dan the Man. Miguel Blanco. Alacrán tuvo COVID hace unos meses. Eso le afectó. Sí, solamente él sabe, pues, qué tanto le afectó el COVID, pero a la mayoría de personas normales sí les afecta. No solamente durante cuando están enfermos, sino son enfermedades y causas largas. Entonces solamente él sabe qué tanto le dio, qué tan fuerte fue y se le afectó bastante más que nada para no estar presente esta noche como ese Miguel Berchelt que todo el mundo esperaba. Alright, so we're just waiting for Oscar Valdez. This is the third message from Top Rank that says he's in medical, so we'll see. Matthew dice no COVID, no excuses. Oscar Valdez was just the superior fighter. Yeah, he definitely was. What do you think of Berchelt's girl, though? Jesus, Giovanni says. Well, what do you think? Héctor Correa dice, está metiendo excusas sobre el COVID y de qué le costó dar el peso. Si fuera así, no hubiera aceptado pelear. Y si le costó del peso, suba a las 130. Porque bien que ha retado mucho, se veía muy grande. Sí, no, el muchacho más grande era de la pelea fácil, estaban a 150, 152 libras Miguel Berchelt. Era el hombre más grande. Para mí no hay excusas. El mejor peleador fue Oscar Valdez. Pero la afición sí, pues ya está diciendo que sea por el COVID o por el peso, pero además claro que peleó y perdió. Dice indiscutible el Naco. Sí, fue sensacional, ¿no? Para mí el Naco del año. Naco del año, esperemos que haga mejores para que crezca la afición, pero sí, ¿no? Uno de los mejores Nacas que he visto en los últimos par de años. Hay que darle crédito a Valdez, se lo merece, dice Abraham Valencia. Alberto Alvarado, te felicito, Valdez. Matthew Sanabria. Eddie Reynoso about to be the trainer of the year again, no doubt. I mean, he's off to a great start. 2 fights in, 2 world title fights. Ryan Garcia, he makes him an interim champion. And the way he got off the canvas. And now Oscar Valdez, he was in the favorite. And now he's the UFC champion, 130 pounds. So obviously, he's well ahead of that, if you keep the score as far as trainer of the year. Let's see. We might finally get the cleanse of Oscar. No, not yet. See, as a level, all the credit to Valdez, although incognito for some reason on this fight, Reynoso's tragedy was on full display. I mean, obviously, he tweaked some stuff and he was a different fighter tonight. He's been with Eddie now for about 2 years, so we've seen the changes. I mean, it wasn't his choice to leave Manny Robles, but, it was good to see him win. Dice Hugo Martínez ganó el mejor. Sin duda, fue el mejor boxeador esta noche. The Force 101 dice, muy bueno ver que Valdez se adaptó a la estrategia y no arriesgó mucho ser golpeado. Sí, supo mover, supo usar sus piernas, supo contragolpear, supo más que nada saber cuándo fajarse y más que nada, sí, la defensiva hay que aplaudirle a lo que trajo esta noche. Valdez, pound for pound, top 10. Man, I mean, you can make a case that he's definitely top 15, but I don't know who will you take out from the top, from the pound for pound list at the bottom of the top 10. It says Valdez versus Jojo Diaz, future great fight. I mean, that's a fight that's been talked about for about 4 years now. Mexico against the U.S., 2 Olympians. They know each other. They sparred many times. I mean, Oscar Valdez, when he was champion at 126, Jojo wasn't getting a world title fight, and he told Adriana, look, if nobody wants to give him a world title opportunity, I'll give him one. That's the type of guy that Oscar Valdez is. And the mutual respect between the two. I would love to see that fight. But, man, it wouldn't make sense, now. I mean, can you imagine if he was still the IPF world champion? Shit, a unification fight between Golden Boy and Top Rank? Man, that would have been freaking awesome. Sadly, he needs to go to square one, for Jojo. And I don't know if the IBF will give him an opportunity for that world title once again. But I would love to see that fight. Dice Giovanni Valdez Jojo does sound good. It definitely does. Valdez beats Jojo. Robotic Raptor. Abraham Valencia. Dice, oof. Dan the man, no mancha, and don't start with the pound for pound talk. Let's take it one day at a time. I mean, I don't put him in my pound for pound just yet. Jojo Diaz didn't make weight. No, he didn't. He missed it by 3.6 pounds, which is a huge amount for that weight class. Adam 18 says Jojo doesn't make weight. I'm professional. There are better fights to make. Wesley says Valdez versus Tank. I would love to see that fight. U.S. against Mexico. I mean, I would love to see that fight. But again, politics and boxing might prevent that from happening. Giovanni Alfaro says hopefully Oscar stays active and keeps this level. Yeah, I mean, with this, he's going to come back. He's going to headline, with fans. I think moving forward, Top Rank's not going to have any more of the bubble things. It's all going to be with fans moving forward. And I would expect to see Oscar Valdez return at some point during the summer and make a voluntary defense. Robotic Raptor says Valdez will beat Shakur, though. So, Brian, did you watch the Josh Warrington said about Bronco Lara? The Bronco was not at his level. I mean, Josh Warrington, that's funny, now even they have a rematch clause with Josh Warrington, and I don't even think he's going to take it. So that says something. Imagine the atmosphere there were fans. That would have been unbelievable. Being at the MGM or at the Stuff Up, which is not the Dignity Sports Health Center, or even, the Staples. I mean, that was a fight made for LA. Robotics says boxing is corrupt with judges. Look what happened with Broner. He lost and they gave him the fight. Really? Was it that close? Man, I gotta watch it. Great fight. Saludos desde Ohio, Rodrigo. Dice Carlos. Saludos a Ohio. Ahí tengo mucha familia ahí cerca de Cleveland. ¿De qué parte eres, campeón? Una chulada. Ahorita están ahí más que nada con la nieve que está nevando. A toda la raza de Ohio. Que cada día es más latinos allá. Abraham Valencia, personal opinion. Valdez needs another great fight before Tank Davis. I mean, I think it's likely we see a Shakur Stevenson fight, if he's able to beat the winner of Carl Frampton against Jamal Herron against Oscar Valdez before we see a Tank fight. So Broner landed on 98 punches and won the fight. But I mean, how many punches did Giovanni land? But that's crazy. That's a little bit of punches. But again, that was the case when he fought Manny Pacquiao. He thought he won, and he landed probably less than 98. So, Israel Fernandez Valdez, Shakur's next. I don't expect it this year. If anything, next year, 2022, Shakur has to face the winner of Carl Frampton against Jamal Herron for the WBO 130 pound. Yeah. It says Giovanni landed over 140. Wow, damn! So it was competitive then. That's crazy. I gotta go home and watch it. We still got to pack as well. We're going to Miami first thing tomorrow. We got to be in the bubble for the Canelo fight on Sunday to be able to make the events on Monday. He says, let's see. David Guerrero pregunta, con esta actuación, ¿Valdez entra al top 10 de los 10 por libra? Para mí no. Pero de que está top 10, top 20, quizás sí. Pero top 10 no. Top 20 ya. Mi opinión. Adam 18, we'll love to see Valdez versus Tank. Unfortunately, it won't happen. Boxing politics suck. I agree with that. Israel Fernandez, Valdez corner should have stopped the fight on the 8th round. You want to get on? Yeah. Let's see, Berchelt corner should have stopped the fight.
Yes, picking more.
Tank is overrated and he will lose to Garcia.
Even more.
Israel Fernandez, Berchelt needs a new corner. Garcia maybe. You know what? I I just don't see him leaving Jose Alfredo Caballero, but it is boxing and we see weird things happen all the time. I mean, Bauer Garcia is a great trainer. Great trainer. Yeah, dice Rubén Pérez, saludos viejón, shout out. RP Graphics, saludos. RP Graphics, Rubén Pérez. Robotics says this should have stopped the fight. It was really bad for Berchelt. The Force 10,001. You could tell that Valdez spent a lot of the time watching and learning from Canelo. The hate and waste movement by Valdez were exceptional. Anyone think Alacran can recover from this? I mean, can he recover? Yes, but how soon? It's going to take time. Dan the Man, Virgil Ortiz versus Terence Crawford. I would love to see that fight. Adriana interviewed Oscar De La Hoya recently, and he said he wants to make that fight happen. Obviously, he has to get through Maurice Hooker first on March 20th on the zone. So we'll see what happens then. But I would love to see that fight. Let's keep in mind that Maurice Hooker is currently being trained by Womack, who trains Crawford. So I'm looking forward to seeing that fight. Vato Locos Forever. They said Valdez is a threat to anyone he decides to fight. Why? Because of Eddie Reynoso. Be afraid. Be very afraid, he says. Abe says Adriana. She's working. She had to work for Fox tonight, so she'll be back. Misael Castillo. I hope Alacran can recover. David Guerrero. Bernardo Zuna dijo que en caso de que ganara Valdez, se lo ponía en el top 10 de la libra por la gran hazaña. Ok. Pero ¿a quién quitas? ¿A quién quitas del top 10? Jermell Charlo? Usyk? Teófimo López? Depende de cada quien tiene su lista, pero se me hace muy difícil quitar a alguien de las top 10 pound for pound para poner los Cavaliers. Man, they're taking forever. Sorry about that, guys. Dan the Man says, hey, bro, are you Adriana's main man? I don't know, man. I hope so. Tony de Tapia says, hold on. All right, he's on his way from medical. Top Rank says. Great. Now they're in the bubble, so it's about a 3-minute walk, so he'll be here pretty soon. I watched this live, and damn, Oscar Valdez was pretty accurate and put on a clinic tonight. Almost killed Berchelt. Berchelt almost dying by the lack of defense. Yeah, man, you got to give him credit where credit's due. You have Charlo at top 10. I have Jermell Charlo at the top 10. He is the IBF, WBA, and WBC 154-pound champion. And he beat Tony Harrison, the only guy he lost against. So, yes, I do have him at number 10. Adam 18 says, you saw the Broner fight? I don't think he won. Damn. So, obviously, Adam, you're not the only one who says that. I got to go ahead and see what the hell happened with AB. Definitely there's a problem with AB. Boxing Business says last at LMFAO. Make sure to sub to my dude's channel. One of the good guys in boxing. Boxing Business. So after this live, I know it's only 158, 161. Earlier it was 600. So hopefully we can get the numbers back up. Go and subscribe to Boxing Business. Good boxing channel. David Guerrero. ¿A quién quitas? Exactamente, eso es lo que yo también me pregunto cuando Bernardo Zuna dijo eso. Sí, pues todo el mundo dice una pelea sensacional, lo que ya es top 10 pound for pound, pero ¿a quién quitas, no? Es la pregunta del millón. Puedes quitar, digamos, a Manny Pacquiao, que ha estado inactivo por 2 años. Entonces así quizás puedes reemplazarlo, pero para quitar también a Manny Pacquiao es fácil. Es difícil, disculpa. It says, let's see who's talking here. Jose Caballero, who are your top 10? To me, I'll give you the top 5. I have Canelo, number 1. I have Spence, number 2. Crawford, number 3. Inoue, number 4. And number 5, I have Tyson Fury. And then you could actually you could switch between 6 to 10, in my opinion. You could put Teofimo Lopez. You could put Usyk. You know, you could put the monster Inoue. You could put Artur Beterbiev, Gervonta Davis, Jermell Charlo, Manny Pacquiao. You know, Gallo Estrada, especially if if he's able to beat Chocolatito on March 13. Juan Blaze says Broner was fat. Broner fat. And definitely not into fight and was gifted a crappy win. Wow. That's crazy. Then the man that got Canelo #1. Wesley Santana said they'll barely beat Loma though. I don't know about Burley. Obviously, Burley. I mean, obviously he controlled most of the fight at the beginning, and then Loma made it closer at the end. But I mean, Lomachenko at that point he was #2, #3 pound for pound. So you got to give him credit. Giovanni Alfaro says Charlo top 3 if he becomes undisputed. I want to see that fight now. Jermell Charlo against Brian Castano, who just beat Patrick Teixeira. You know, that's what we want to see in boxing, undisputed fights. Adam 18. PBC guys have to be an asterisk and pound for pound list just because they don't fight no one. These Walters are legit, though. Yeah, I mean, they got to face each other, but, I mean, when you look at a Sean Porter, he's faced everyone. Keith Thurman faced, Sean Porter. But, again, he also faced Errol Spence. The only one we want to see, really, is Errol Spence against Terence Crawford. But, again, boxing politics get in the way. Gerard Martinez dice Berchelt is okay. Well, definitely. Dan the man, David Benavidez versus Charlo. Yeah, man, we just got to get the David Benavidez, the COVID shot. We have to, forfeit his birth certificate and make him 25. And it would be be good to go. But to me, all these PBC guys, Jermell Charlo, David Benavidez, Killing Plant, calling out Canelo, man, hey, face each other. And then eventually, one of you or two of you guys can get a crack at Canelo. But again, if you're Al Heyman and you're PBC, you want to keep those guys all intact. So when Canelo becomes a free agent, May 9th, after the Billy Joe Saunders fight, then you could offer him a 3-fight contract. Give him Kellen Plant, give him Benavidez, and then Jermell Charlo, or vice versa. In my opinion, that's what they want to do. But as a fan, I want to see them. I want to see those guys face each other. Dice, let's see, no me quedé. Brown, no, I want to see Rigondeaux versus Inoue. Man, Rigondeaux, what is he now? 39? But I mean, in Cuban years, that dude is like 72. So, I don't see that. I want to see Inoue against Luis Nery. Robbie Hart says Caballero needs to get fire. Stillwater says, I hope Alacana is okay and fully recovers. I definitely hope so too, man. Jose Caballero, do you think Charlo's ducking Benavidez? Yeah, it's an easy fight to make. We spoke to Ronnie Shields, who trains Jermell Charlo. They said, yo, we're moving up to 168 for Canelo. And then, obviously, the whole beef with Benavidez and Charlo happened. Hey, make that fight happen. It says, Ryan close to a top 20? Top 30? You mean pound for pound? Or are you talking about the lightweight division? If you put him at the lightweight division, he's definitely right there, top 4. Pound for pound? Not even top 30 right now. I like the kid. Berchelt, se tu caballero. Ya valió. Wesley Santana says, Ryan is a joke. Nah, man, he's not a joke, man. He's a young guy, 21 years old. 21-0, 18 knockouts. He just beat a gold medalist against Luke Campbell. Obviously there's a lot of hype behind him. He needs to show his boxing ability in the actual ring to catch up to how popular and famous he is out of the ring. But the dude has what it takes to be a star. He's only 21. He has a great corner with him, a great team with Golden Boy. That guy, he could be a multi-division 1 champion. He could definitely be a top 10 pound for pound in 2 years, in my opinion. But again, he needs to beat those guys. He needs to beat the David Haynes. He needs to get a crack at Teofimo Lopez. Let's see. Tempo shots to be renamed. Reynoso shots. Israel Martinez says, I'm speechless. I was shocked when I saw Berchelt wasn't moving at all. Yeah, man, that was tough to see. Robbie Hart says, Valdez vs. Speedy Gonzalez. Valdez versus Speedy Gonzalez. You mean Joel Gonzalez? And I know you said Stevenson. Obviously, we know there's beef there between the two families, but what's this Santana? Why do they keep talking about YouTubers? Man, Ryan Garcia's not a YouTuber. And we do talk about YouTubers. Guess what? Logan Paul's facing Floyd Mayweather. Don't blame me. Blame Floyd. Send him a DM. Ask him what the fuck. Damn the man, I want to see whenever this turn Caleb into a plant. That's a fight that's been, again, brewing for years. Make it happen, PBC. Rob, man, Reynoso's making monsters. Plain and simple. Minister Romero, ahora, güey, puro Reynoso team. Bueno, si tú lo dices. Carlos Nuno, Valdez contra Leo.
What?
Hay que ver qué pasa con Leo Santa Cruz. No me sorprendería si llega a retirarse Leo Santa Cruz por la forma que perdió contra Gervonta Davis y por la situación que está pasando con su papá. Pero es una excelente persona, Leo Santa Cruz. Woken says, Floyd better retire Paul from boxing. Right? He will be doing a lot of people a favor. But again, man, it's all about the money for them too, so it's going to happen, and guess what? Everyone's going to be talking about Logan Paul against Floyd. Robbie Hart says, Fino Boxing, best boxing channel. Appreciate that, Robbie. Giovanni Alfaro, who do you think is going to go to sleep better tonight? Valdez or Berchelt? Come on. I don't even think Oscar will sleep, man. Berchelt, all he probably wants to go is just knock the fuck out, just like in the ring. But Oscar's one of those guys, man. He might, after, obviously he has to do this post-fight presser, but he's one of those guys that he wants to get out the city as quickly as possible and go back home, go swim with the crocodile, feed the chickens, live at his ranch. Let's see. Israel Martinez, I was with Oscar, but I couldn't celebrate the victory because Berchelt wasn't moving. Yeah, man, it was tough to see. Definitely hope and pray that he's okay. Wesley Santana, not happening. Okay. DM15, that was one of the nastiest knockouts I've seen. I agree with that, man. You know what? Now that I think about it, reminding me now that obviously at the beginning I was thinking it was more like a Manny Pacquiao when he got dropped against Juan Marquez, but I think now Sergio Maravilla against Paul Williams. It was that left counter, the left hook, overhand, and put his ass to sleep.
Let's go.
All right, so it seems like we're going now.
I go pee at 4:30 in the morning. What took me so long?
Okay. All right, guys, so let's see. This is Todd Defoe, president of Top Rank. Let's see what he has to say.
Thank you, everybody, for the wait. Oscar's had to take the post-fight drug test. So we are ready to go. The new WBC super featherweight champion in the world, and now a two-weight division world champion, Oscar Valdez. He's joining us on the stage. Everybody in the Zoom call, you have the raise hand button. I'll try to get to as many of you as possible. So I'm going to start off with the president of Top Rank, Todd DeBuff, who's sitting center stage. Todd, can you comment? Top Rank signed Oscar at the 2012 Olympics. Can you comment sort of on the journey that's taken Oscar to this point and your thoughts on tonight's performance?
First thing I said to Oscar when he came out of the ring is I said, this is just culminates from when you start from day one and you see a great performance and somebody rises to the top. This is a special night. I think it's a special night for everybody in boxing because two incredible champions went toe to toe, and we hype a fight, and you see a great performance with a great finish. And I think, when we all, and I say this, we all watch these athletes mature, develop, and we have our ups, we have a broken jaw, we have a new trainer, we still have our father, we still have our manager, right? And then you see the maturity and the development and the success and the grit and the entertainment that you could give to everyone around the world. It's a kudos to you. And I say this, one of the most special moments I ever had in the sport, and maybe Kevin will remember, is when Eric Morales walked in, I think after the second Pacquiao fight, second or third, I think it was this one of them. And we felt like the legend was retiring that night, and everybody had tears in their eyes. I think everybody has a big heart for you because this is the beginning, and it was a great journey, and you've done incredible.
I want to thank everybody for all the support. I want to thank God, because without him, none of this would have been possible. I want to thank you, God, and Top Rank for giving me all these opportunities, for believing in me since day one, since I turned professional, and thank my team, because they're the ones who helped me get to where I'm at right now, and I am extremely happy. I can't express how happy I am, because ever since I was a little kid, I dreamed of being someone like holding a belt like Eric Morales from Control Barrera. I hope I inspire the kids, the new generation of boxing or athletes, the same way Eric Morales and Control Barrera inspired me. It wasn't a toe-to-toe fight, but the most important thing is that we got the job done. We got the victory. I hope everybody liked the fight, and and from here on and on, just keep on growing.
Thank you, Oscar. Now we're gonna go to the audience for some questions. Kevin Ioli, we get the mic, and please ask away.
Thank you. Congratulations, Oscar. You obviously had heard all the critics and everything, and some people said you were too small and that you got hit too much and everything. Obviously, you made a lot of adjustments, and even in the middle of the fight, you made adjustments. Is that what you're most proud of, the fact that you changed from early, getting hit as much as you did, to tonight you go in with a powerful guy like this, and you were the strong guy, the one hurting him?
Yes, without a doubt. We knew we can do way more than we've been doing in our last fights. That's what will get me upset. We have a great training camps, and for some reason, I wasn't showing it inside the ring. So I said this before, I think Berchelt was going to bring the best out of me. I could also box. I could also bang. I could also hit in the 130 division. And I said that to my opponent. I said, be careful if you're looking for the knockout, because you might fight the knockout yourself. And it happened. I'm just thankful for all that. I'm happy with the improvement we've done with Eddie Reynoso, my father, and with the great team we have, the manager. And, we just want to keep on improving. There's always room to learn.
I said something on Twitter tonight. I said, buy or sell, Eddie Reynoso is the best trainer in boxing, and the improvement Ryan Garcia made. Obviously, Canelo is a great fighter, and now the improvement you've made and whatnot. What makes him so good, and what impact did he have on this win tonight?
There's just a lot of things, his work ethic in the gym, a lot of repetitions in the gym. Sometimes it can get a little boring in the gym, going back to the basics. But if that's what we have to do to keep on improving, then that's what we're going to do. I always want to learn from everybody. I always watch old tapes from my idols. I listen to what my trainer says, and I always listen, and I always watch other fighters. I always try to learn something different from other fighters. If it's from Fino, if it's from Canelo, if it's from whoever fighter close to me that I'm seeing, I always try to pick out something different and just try to improve. So that's one of my most happy that I am right now, that we keep on improving. And and another thing, that proving a lot of people wrong. A lot of people doubted me. I heard a lot of boxing experts analysis. I heard my idol, who looks like Chavez said that Berchelt was going to knock me out. And instead of hurting me, instead of getting me down, I used that as inspiration. I said, okay, I'm gonna prove you wrong, and I'm very happy I did.
And then the last question for me, Oscar, was in the middle of the fight, it seemed like Berchelt, started to come on a little bit, pushing you back. You made an adjustment. What was the adjustment that you made, and was that specific adjustment what led to the final knockout?
just being the better and smarter fighter in there. There was a couple of times where we turned southpaw. I think that was something that a lot of people didn't see, and I've been doing that for a long time. At least in sparring sessions and doing that in the gym, but for some reason I wasn't doing that. I didn't feel comfortable doing it in other fights, so I did it right now, and it worked out perfectly. He kept on getting a little bit more anxious. He was losing control, and I think that was one of the key things in there.
Thank you very much, Kevin. Now we go over to the Zoom calls. Lance Pugmire, please unmute and ask your question.
Congratulations, Oscar. Nice victory. Yeah, I just wanted to ask you, I know there was a lot of focus on this fight as being a real legacy fight for you, but I think the real legacy impact of it is the fact that you fight in this very deep division. How excited are you as you assess the landscape of the 130-pound division and all these big fights that could be coming your way next, and who do you want to fight next?
I say that was truly honesty. I'll fight with whoever, whenever, I'm not scared to fight no other fighter. I'm ready for whoever other champions I wish to unify and fight other fighters like upcoming fighters like Shakur Stevenson has been calling me out, and I want to prove that that we're not ducking nobody. I just want to continue fighting. That's what we do. And any opponent out there, I'm willing to fight. I would love to bring a fight back to my hometown where I turned pro, but we'll have to see. Right now, it was a long camp. It's been a full year since the pandemic started. A lot of emotions are going through my mind right now. I just want to go back home and hug my family because without them, none of this would have been possible. I miss them so much because people don't know the hard work we put in the gym, going away from our family, being in strict diets, just working hard every day, going against all the odds. It's not easy, but like I said before, I knew it was going to be hard, but it wasn't going to be impossible to accomplish my dream.
Thank you, Lance. Now we got a question from the audience. Cardi.
Hola, Oscar, en español. Felicidades. Obviamente pensabas ganar, pero si nos puedes hablar un poco, ¿esperabas? Dominaste la pelea de principio a fin. En todo momento pareció que la tuviste controlada. ¿Te sorprendió quizás que fue menos difícil de lo que pudiste haber pensado? Gracias.
Es algo curioso porque sin duda es la pelea más difícil de mi vida y a la vez es de las peleas más fáciles que he tenido. ¿Por qué? Porque entrenamos muy duro, nos enfocamos físicamente, mentalmente para esta posición y estoy contento por eso, porque pues sabíamos que no iba a ser fácil llegar a cumplir el sueño, pero eso es base a trabajo duro en el gimnasio, obedeciendo instrucciones de mi entrenador, de Reynoso, de mi padre y de todo el equipo que nos ayuda. Entonces, haciendo las cosas bien, los sueños se cumplen. Y yo le digo un mensaje a todos los jóvenes de afuera: no dejen que nadie les diga que no puedes hacer algo. Sigue luchando por tus sueños. Nunca dejes que nadie te diga que no puedes, porque llega el momento donde te lo empiezas a creer. Entonces, todos los días me despertaba y me imaginaba como campeón, ganando round por round o noqueándome desde el primer round hasta el último round, pero siempre me visualizaba como campeón. Entonces, si lo llamas y entrenas duro, las cosas y los sueños se cumplen. Entonces, es el mensaje que me gustaría dejar a todos.
This was by far one of my toughest fights, but we made it look easier. I just want to thank my team, my dad, my trainer, and I want to tell all the young kids out there: don't let anyone tell you that you can achieve your dreams. When you work hard and you have a good mentality, you can achieve whatever you want.
Thank you very much. And now we go back to the Zoom. Jeremy Heritage. Jeremy, please unmute yourself and go ahead.
Hi, Oscar. Congratulations on an electric performance. I was curious about the southpaw stance. Is that something that you do in the spur of the moment, or is that something that you had planned even going into the fight?
We've definitely planned that, and I know maybe people won't believe us, but we can show tapes of sparrings that we were changing southpaws. We wanted to make him make mistakes, lose control inside the ring, and take advantage of it. And we did it. That's something that I've been doing for a long time, but thanks to Eddie, we've been perfecting it, working hard in the gym. Like I said, there's always room to improve, and I think it worked out perfectly. I didn't get hit with a single shot when I was southpaw, but that's definitely something we were practicing, and it worked out.
You said before the fight even that you really wanted to display your skills as a boxer tonight. How how, on a scale of 1 to 10, how effective do you think you were at showing how you are as a boxer as far as your skills?
Nothing is perfect, so I would say to eight or nine because, there's always room to improve. I got hit with a couple of shots I wasn't supposed to. Got hit with a good body shot. But I think we did exactly what my trainer told me to do. There was times where I was slightly making a mistake, and he would wake me up and tell me what to do, and that definitely helped me out in the fight.
Thank you very much, Jeremy. And next we go back to Zoom with Diego Martinez. Diego Martinez, please unmute and ask your question.
Hola, Oscar, ¿cómo estás? Buenas noches. Oye, Oscar, platicamos en la semana y comentabas eso. ¿Qué le dices a toda esa gente que no creía en ti a lo mejor? ¿Qué le puedes decir? Y esta victoria para ti, para el boxeo mexicano, ¿qué crees que significa en cuestión de que obviamente son guerras? ¿Y a quién te gustaría? Obviamente vas acabando una pelea, pero ¿te gustaría quedarte para enfrentar a los otros campeones de la división?
Significa, bueno, es un honor para mí pelear con el campeón Berchelt y espero que le haya gustado al público. Esa era una de mis metas principales, que la gente le guste a fin de cuentas. Espero les haya gustado. Entonces, estamos contentos por eso. Estamos contentos por el trabajo que hicimos. Sabíamos, como lo dije, que no iba a ser una pelea fácil, pero no era imposible. Y le doy las gracias a toda esa gente que dudó en mí. Mucha gente decía que me iban a noquear. Mucha gente del equipo de Alfredo Caballero decían que el que gana esta pelea tiene el mejor entrenador del mundo. Y no era así. Nosotros decíamos en nuestro equipo que no se trata de entrenadores, se trata del boxeador ahí enfrente. Espero les haya quedado claro a todos. Tenemos un gran equipo como de Reynoso y hicimos nuestro trabajo. Y pues como lo digo, le agradezco a toda esa gente que no creyó en mí, porque a fin de cuentas eso fue una motivación para mí para seguir entrenando y tapar bocas.
Gracias.
I'm very happy with the performance. I would like to first for the fans to enjoy the fight. Some people were saying that the winner of this fight was going to have the best trainer of the world, but we didn't see it that way. I would also like to thank everybody that doubted me, because, they basically fueled the fire, and we got it done. We got the victory.
Thank you. And now we go to Jake Donovan, who's sitting front left. Jake.
Thank you very much. Oscar, congratulations. Fantastic performance. I wanted to ask, this fight was supposed to happen several times. Do you feel like you benefited from the delay by, gelling with Eddie and also even more, or do you feel like this outcome would have always been the case?
I think everything happens for a reason. God has a plan. Maybe when I was supposed to fight early 2020, I wasn't ready. Maybe when got COVID, I wasn't supposed to fight him. So I think everything happens for a reason. I felt truly strong in there. I felt very focused. Day and night I would dream about this, and it happened for a reason. I can't believe right now that I finally accomplished my dream. I'm extremely happy, and I'm happy to keep on improving and keep on giving good fights to my fans. My phone is blowing up right now, and everybody wants me to come back home. I just want to say, Viva Mexico, and espero les haya gustado.
Definitely. And then a lot of comparisons are made to all the great fights in the past between, Mexican warriors. Do you feel like you kind of carved out your own legacy as opposed to being compared to those past fights?
I would like to see the fans what they thought. Maybe they didn't like the fact that I was outboxing a little bit more. Maybe they wanted me to bang. But I felt I did a good job. I'm happy with the performance because at the end of the day, I accomplished my dream. But we got the knockout, so I'm very happy right now. I can't wait to just go back home and go hug my family.
Definitely. Well, you were 10 out of 10 according to my timeline, so there was no disappointment. Congratulations once again.
Thank you, Jake. And Gardy, we'll hand the mic over to Ernesto Amador. Ernesto, please ask your question when ready.
Oscar, antes que nada, felicidades. He seguido tu carrera prácticamente desde el inicio. Se hablaba desde Gradovich que estabas llamado o digamos condenado al éxito porque te decían que ibas a ser el siguiente Barrera, el siguiente Morales y el siguiente Julio. Hoy has demostrado que estabas destinado a esto. ¿Qué sientes ahora que recordamos esos tiempos cuando te decían eres el siguiente gran mexicano?
Pues voy en camino, ¿no? Gracias a Dios, pero creo que todavía me falta mucho para llegar a ese nivel, ¿no? Con todo respeto lo digo, no me quiero igualar a mis ídolos, Barrera, Morales. No quiero igualarme porque ellos son grandes campeones, yo crecí viéndolos y los admiro mucho. Entonces, pero vamos en un buen paso. Le doy gracias a Dios, le doy gracias a mi entrenador Eddie Reynoso, a mi padre y todo mi equipo, porque vamos mejorando y vamos al camino correcto en llegar a estar en esa lista como la acabas de mencionar, pero creo que todavía me falta un buen recorrido para llegar a esa lista.
I'm on my way of,
Bien dicho.
getting to the list of great Mexican champions. I still have a lot to improve. That's how, with a lot of respect, I say that. But we're on our way. We're going to keep working hard. And one day, like you mentioned it, hopefully I'm going to be along those Mexican greats.
Thank you very much, Ernesto. That is going to wrap up the question and answer portion of the press conference. Oscar's had a long night. Wanted to get him back to his hotel room to rest. Oscar, before you go, any final thoughts you'd like to relay to the fans, to the media, coming off of tonight's big win?
I want to thank all the press for being here. Quiero darle gracias a toda la prensa que nos ha estado cubriendo esta pelea. Agradecer a todo mi equipo, desde Eddie Reynoso, mi padre, toda la Madrid, Nassim, desde mi primo Baba, mi manejador Frank Espinosa, Frankie. Tengo una lista grande de gente que tengo que agradecer. Y simplemente espero le haya gustado al público. Como se lo dije anteriormente a mi gente, yo siempre voy a morir en la raya, nunca me voy a rendir. Llegaba momentos donde si estaba cansado, si sentía la pegada de la carne Berchelt, es una piedra. Llegaba momentos donde yo pensaba que pues se podía acabar la pelea. Espero les haya gustado, espero seguir creciendo y brindarles buenos espectáculos a mi gente. Una cosa más, pero quiero decir que esta pelea para toda mi gente de México y puro Nogales.
He's not gonna translate
That was a lot. That was a lot.
Guardy.
Where's Gabe when you need him?
You stop at 10:30. You can translate for yourself.
I got this guy. I want to thank everybody for supporting me. I want to thank the press for being here, and I want to thank my teammates, starting from my manager, Frank Espinosa, Frankie, my father, Eddie Reynoso, my cousin Baba, Nassim, Doctor Madrid. There's a lot of people. There's a big list of people who I have to thank because it's part of the team to get where I'm at right now. And I wanted to tell all my people, I hope you guys liked it. I hope you enjoyed the fight. That's what I'm here for, to keep on training, keep on improving on my team. And I expect to give you guys, my fans, bigger fights. And thank you for everything. Viva Mexico y puro Nogales.
And Oscar, if the fighting doesn't work out, you could take Guardy's job because you're one hell of a translator.
Lo siento,
Todd, and before we go, Todd, your final thoughts as we leave the bubble.
Tonight's fight and Oscar's performance did one thing, and it made more boxing fans. And we put this on a big platform on ESPN. And when you have kids and fighters like Miguel and like Oscar that can put on a performance like that, it only just expands the audience for us and makes us more, that people remember how the great matches that happened, and we can revisit those with exciting performances and incredible finish. So this is a great night for the sport and a great night for Oscar and Miguel. We thank you for that performance. It's a really appreciation for everybody.
And thank you, everybody, joining us on the Zoom, all the press in attendance today. Thank you. And a hearty congratulations to Oscar Valdez. Go have fun. Thank you, everybody.
Bueno, muchachos, esas fueron las palabras del nuevo campeón de Oscar Valdez. Gracias por estar aquí presentes. No se olviden dejarnos el like. Mañana estaremos en vivo. Camino, más que nada, en camino a la pelea de Canelo contra Aaron Gilliam. Estamos ahí toda la semana. Mañana llegamos a Miami. Entonces, tenéis atentos al live. ¿Qué les pareció las palabras de Oscar Valdez, que acaba de derrotar a Miguel Berchelt? Gracias y que tengan buenas noches. Well, there you go, guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow. That was Oscar Valdez after capturing the WBC belt against Miguel Berchelt. Thank you, guys, and have a good night.